All right, so social media apps are constantly changing, and it's hard to keep up with the trends. But recently, it's been all about the sort of all-out battle to grab the user. The constant new updates and programs from apps like Meta and X are attempting to do that. Of course, X, formerly known as Twitter. And of course, there's also TikTok that wants your attention as well. Meta and TikTok have launched text rivals now to Elon Musk's X. Meanwhile, Musk continues to move forward with changes to the app, telling users to blaze for your glory. What is that? I don't even know what that means. Okay, so here to break all of this down and tell us all about the updates is Alexander Konrad. He's a senior editor for Forbes magazine. So there's a lot going on. Like TikTok said that they've got this new text option that they're going to be experimenting with rolling out. We already know that Threads was sort of launched and everyone thought it was going to be the redemption of Zuckerberg and the Twitter killer, and it seems to have fallen flat, and no one is even talking about Threads, as far as I can see. What happened with Threads?
Well, Threads, I think, was a bit a victim of its own hype and success in how we think about it, because it did break records by getting 100 million downloads in 5 days.
Right.
That was the fastest ever, beating OpenAI's ChatGPT, and everyone was really excited.
Yeah.
And now more than half the users disappeared. So people say, oh, is it a failure? But it does have more than 10 million users. So how do we define a success here? I think Zuck doesn't get to claim victory yet, but I wouldn't count him out altogether.
Okay, so part of the reason why he needed a little bit of redemption is because he did a splashy rename himself, right? He renamed his company sort of Meta because he was going to sort of move. They're moving into artificial intelligence, and they're moving into VR, and this is the future. And then it just fizzled. In my opinion, part of the reason is these VR headsets are still super dorky, and they don't really draw people in. They're not there yet. But what's happening with Meta and the metaverse? There's a new VR headset?
Yeah, there's going to be another headset coming out of originally their Oculus unit.
Yeah.
These slightly lower price points, trying to differentiate from Apple, which has announced a big VR product that's going to be really expensive, thousands of dollars for users. And I think where Meta's trying to go is these cheaper headsets that maybe you might give your kids, you might make more accessible, because as you said, right now it's kind of a novelty item for people who are serious gamers or really into spending thousands on gadgets. Until they're accessible in price, you and I probably aren't going to get one.
So full disclosure, I am the owner of not one, but 2 Oculus headsets.
There you go.
One to work out in and one for gaming, right? But, and I'm into all this stuff, but with all the shifting and changing, I've kind of said I would be one of those people that would buy another one, like reinvest to get, because I want the sort of newest thing. But now everything seems so uncertain when it comes to VR that I've just kind of decided to wait and see.
Yeah, the metaverse has almost become a negative term now, really fast. But Zuck said in his recent earnings, where Meta actually did really, really well, and the stock is up a lot in the last week, he said he's not giving up on the metaverse. I do think he's a little bit kind of on an island right now, where people are kind of waiting to see. Apple, I think, is going to go a long way to popularizing this product, just like they did the iPod or the iPhone. But we're like years, I think, from that widespread adoption.
Oh, I have so much more to talk to you about, but we are coming to the end of the show. We're going to have you back on so we can just talk about X alone.
Oh my gosh, the logo.
The logo. Twitter doesn't need a Twitter killer. It's killing itself. Alexander Konrad, thank you very much.